Fun fact number 17, Children of Light, Chapter 20, Truth. Let's do this thing. She can eat solid foods today. It's a miracle, Luli said. If she's well enough to eat solid foods, then she should go to Mount Neutrino in light form and revive herself, said Ariel. No, said Ryan. I choose to stay here with the ones I love, who love me. I am perfectly well. And by the way, stop talking about me as if I weren't here. I told you, how could you? You saved her life. Tyler said angrily, excuse me, all she had given up and withstood to achieve the goal, and now he had ruined it. She thought, I let him touch me. I let him love me. What a gross defecation. Tylo, my gifts have returned. Everything has been sorted out, and I am no longer confused and have defenses against your dark mind bends. I know you were the one that was blocking me and manipulating my gifts to your own purpose. You never did love me. You only needed me for your scheme. If it had been Trevor that Ryan's light had shined upon, you would have pursued him. You are selfish and rude. I also know your feelings now, and often your thoughts. I was lucky to save her life. I pity you. Hobarth walked away. Take me outside, Ryan said. I want to see the sky and the Samages. Yes, my love, said Hobarth. The way they were together was pure sweet mush. He fawned over her. They were rarely apart. When Ryan's strength returned, they went outside and walked together. With Hobarth's help, Ryan recovered quickly. Tylo had disappeared. Tox had sent word that he had not seen her either. He had changed the Nomon's way of thinking. Nager and Shub had been exiled by being transformed into Flex and were being kept in a jar. There was not enough air in the jar for either of them to transform back to fire. Both had been threatened with water into transforming into the gobble. Tox and the council he had formed were journeying to the land of Starians to reconcile their differences. On one of the rare instances that Hobart was not near Ryan's side, he strolled in the glade, where in his confusion he had blindly plunged into the revengeful act with Tylo. Perhaps out of a selfish urge or just unconscious thinking, he had betrayed Ryan, and often still felt as if she deserved someone better than plain old stupid Hobarth. He had followed a playful nod to the glade. He had not been there since the fateful day. He had not even attended the joining ceremony Ryan presided over for Shell and Glora. He stumbled onto the glade accidentally. There, all the memories came flooding back. Tylo was not a completely awful person. He felt her presence near and wondered where she had gone. He felt an overwhelming shame and then sudden fear. He turned to see a flame rushing towards him. Ah, Hobarth! Ryan screamed. Since her death experience, Ryan had remained in human form, but as the shock went through her body, she changed to her original form, pure light. She dashed off within seconds of the wave of emotions that had flooded her senses. Those who had been near her, who had never seen her in her true form, were astonished and tried to blink her brilliance from their eyes. Many just fell on the ground as soldiers do when a bomb explodes. Ryan reached the glade. The smell of burnt flesh was in the air. She spotted Tylo's flame on Hobarth. He had reacted quickly and ran towards the water. Tylo was fighting him. Ryan arrived next to Tylo and said in her musical voice, Tylo, do you want to see what death is like when Starion and Nomad meet in their true forms? Tylo jumped backwards while Hobarth continued his motion towards the water. They both fell together into the swirling pools of the stream. He's dying, said Newly. He won't, said Ryan. How is Tylo? She's badly disfigured, but she will survive, Newly said. If she had not transformed back into human form after she entered the water, she would have perished, been extinguished, Ryan said. She will carry the pain with her a long time, Andrea said as she walked towards the two women. What will happen to her now? I've sent Ariel with a message to Toss. They're a few days' journey from here. She's to greet them and inform Toss of Tylo's return and situation. The Joint Council will decide her fate, Ryan said. Hobarth needs you. He has weak life signs, but I know you can change that because you helped me. Unless Tylo has decided his fate, he is badly burned and disfigured. Can you help him? Andrea asked. Ryan glided to Hobarth's side. Newly grabbed her arm and said, You are too weak. You are not fully recovered from your death experience. I'm afraid we'll lose you again if you attempt what you were thinking. And what about the other one you must think of? I believe Ariel would agree with me, so would Hobarth if he knew. Don't you see? That is why he must live, as he was, with no scars and no fears, Ryan said earnestly. Let me do what I can, or have another star in help, but don't risk your life again, said Newly. Vladimir approached and said, Don't you understand, Newly? They have a special bond beyond joining ceremonies or anything known. It is a connection that is stronger than roots and soil, but has a similar meaning. If she does not help him, he will surely die, and in dying he will take Ryan with him. Ryan shall perish too. The tears on Ryan's face flowed gently down her soft white cheeks and dampened her silver white hair. Her eyes never shut. The expression on her face was blank. 3 lines flowed. You're crying, said Newly. I have never done this before, Ryan said. She turned and took Hobarth's hand. I love you deeply. Without you, I am lost. She changed into her Astarian form, but it was different this time. There was a small, faint light within her great light. She covered Hobarth. He glowed with her light. His exterior wounds healed immediately. There were no burn marks evident anywhere. He appeared as he had always been. He gasped for air, spit some vile, dark clumps of stuff up, and opened his eyes. Ryan's light fell off him, and as her light left him, she changed back into human form and fell on the floor. Her breathing was shallow and labored, but she was alive. Newly rushed to Ryan's side. She's alive! Newly put her head to Ryan's stomach area. The child is still alive, too. Hobarth bolted up in bed. Child? Ryan said through her heavy breaths. Why, you could not leave. You risked both your lives, Hobarth exclaimed. I knew you would stay when you knew you had a child, she smiled. And that is the end of chapter 20. Chapter 21, I believe, is the last chapter of Children of Light. And I will not be reading any more books. If I do anything, it might be a short story. There's a glossary, but buy the book. Buy the book. I'm not going to read Children of Water, Children Beyond, even though they're awesome. I'm just going to read Children of Light. And hopefully you'll buy it and buy Children of Water and Children of the Beyond. The last chapter is chapter 21, and it's called The Day of the Sun. Until next time, party people. Ciao, bellas.